Prince Charles and his wife Camilla, they are coming to Canada next month. It's part of the Queen's Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee celebration, and the tour will include stops in Newfoundland and Labrador, Ottawa, the Northwest Territories as well. The future king has an obligation to visit every now and then, so there you go.
Point.
Are you excited about this visit?
What a question, Cynthia, after that intro. Are you?
Sorry, was it my read? Was it my read?
No, it was maybe fitting, I think, for what a lot of people might be anticipating. Because, like, for a long time, Prince Charles was overshadowed by his first wife. Then he was overshadowed by his son. So I'm not sure what the enthusiasm is going to be. But hope, you know, like, let's give him a good old Canadian welcome. I hope, though. I mean, it's only been a few weeks since the last royal tour, which was Will and Kate's tour to Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, and I think we all know that was a disaster.
Yeah,
and it was right. They were unprepared, which means their team was unprepared, not very well researched. They didn't understand the dynamics of the places that they were going to, and so I hope that Prince Charles's team is a little bit more prepared and they've done their homework, because I don't know if they know and understand what Canada is now in 2022.
Oh, I think they do.
Well, they were here 5 years ago. I have to say, does anyone remember that?
No.
Because I was like, it was only 5 years ago that they were here.
I don't know.
And I don't remember a single photo. You know, you can always sort of place with the royal stuff, like a wedding or an outfit from Cynthia, and maybe not. But, like, I can't remember a thing about that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, times have changed. A lot has happened since their last visit, no doubt. But Truth and Reconciliation, they are... Some people might even argue they're a little bit ahead of the game in terms of truth and reconciliation, especially with our Indigenous communities, than maybe even our own government.
So you think there's an apology on deck?
No, not an apology. I mean, full disclosure, I've done a lot of work with the Prince's Trust Canada, and Prince's Trust is Prince Charles's charitable arm in Canada. And I gotta say, I've been very impressed with a lot of the work that they have done, directly targeting very specific mandates in the TRC. And so, for example, and the places where they're going, when I think of Northwest Territories as an example, you know, Prince Charles and his charity have single-handedly been publishing books in different Cree dialects because they are trying to help revive languages that are almost going extinct in many of our Indigenous communities. So there's one of them. They work extensively with youth, particularly in the North. They're connecting business owners with young Indigenous people who are looking for jobs and training. And they've done so much with our Canadian veterans. The military, they have a beautiful entrepreneurship program where people who've been struggling in different ways, whether it's mental health or physical health, they get these bursaries or these grants and they start these big businesses, and they're doing so well. So I think it's very easy to be cynical. I understand it, trust me, and a lot has happened in the last 5 years. But I've also seen firsthand the amazing work that they do, and in many cases leading our own federal government.
Jacqueline on Facebook says sovereignty to the Queen with a visit by the Prince right now is in bad taste, as we are in a sixth wave of a pandemic. Our economy is struggling, and our citizens are having trouble making ends meet with prices soaring for everything. These visits are on Canada's dime and will not bring good sentiment towards the monarchy. Jacqueline, that's where my brain went, was the cost, right? Because you mentioned the 2017 trip. The RCMP,
which we don't remember.
Which we don't remember, but the RCMP does, because they said that they spent about $2 million on policing costs during the 8-day visit. Prince Harry's, conversely, was a bit cheaper. It was only $334,000. So, I mean, they are expensive, like the security and the overtime potentially, just to make sure. So, I just don't know that exactly, to Jacqueline's point, is the timing correct, or is the timing a bit self-serving because it is the Jubilee? So could Canada get a cut of the merch? You know how they make merch, like plates, and like, you know,
Anyone would buy that.
Right, royal merch.
Yes.
Prince Charles,
like,
the merch.
throw us 5%.
A nice, like, sweatshirt with, like,
those
the royal
jams.
insignia.
Yeah, give us 5% of the jam.
But at least this royal tour is just 3 days. The last one was 8. It's more like a royal pit stop. Like, it's 3 days. Maybe they did that for cost reasons, too.
I do want to say about cost,
down.
this is something that a lot of people bring up, and I think rightly so. As taxpayers, we get a say, right? Our money is going to stuff. And I read an astounding number that last year, Canada paid approximately $60 million towards the Crown, which is a heck of a lot of money. But when people were breaking down that cost per Canadian, it ended up to be about $1.55 to $1.65 per Canadian. But then you contrast that with something like the CBC. Per person, each of us are paying $30 per Canadian.
So why are you stirring that pot?
I'm
Why are you
just
stirring
saying,
that pot?
all I'm saying
Don't
is
stir that pot.
it's all about understanding the money. So if you think that $1.55 is too much for me to be spending a year, $1.55
What does it
for
cost?
me.
This is a whole
But this
other can of worms that you're opening up.
No.
because
I'm a taxpayer, and people want to know, where is my money going?
But the benefit of a television content creator and the types of jobs that creates for Canadians, we could go on and on about the reasons why that has a particular value versus necessarily.
I'm not saying it's not valuable. I'm asking, is $30 per Canadian per year, is that where the value's at? That might not be enough for some people. That might be too much for other people. What I'm saying is, let's look at all the numbers, because it's really easy to just be like, that's not worth the money.
Right now is that idea that there has been a lot of damage that has been done that we're talking about more and more when it comes to the Royals and their legacy. And it's great if they're doing some things to offset it. I just think that the question is around the timing right now, given what a struggle there is globally and given what there is such a struggle locally when it comes to Canadians as well. I just think it's not great timing.
I would never admit this publicly, but Charles and Camilla are kind of like couple goals for me. Like, oh my God, a house in the city, a house in the country. He dresses really well. She's really into gardening. Like, this is where I hope, or what my life looks like.
So are you going to be out there standing with your little flag during the?
I want a T-shirt with
the part. Yeah.
Camilla.
So we look forward. We will see if we can find you in that crowd with
Oh
your
my
little
gosh,
flag.
can
Okay.
you imagine?
Yeah. Jess Allen from The Social, a monarchist.